Hey, how's it going, everybody? Crazy Wabbit is here with the usual audio check-in. I appreciate it. How's the brightness? I was trying to find a balance between being able to see the tracker and being able to see the screen of the tracker. Ryjack, this is the live stream you were hoping someone would do. Just updated your firmware. Nice. Hey, Groove Twig is here as well. Double audio check from Wabbit. One of these days, I'm just going to go in confident, knowing that y'all can hear me, but who knows? Yeah. Brightness seems good. Little Dimbit seems okay. Here's your other option. Let me bump it up on the camera there. What do we think of that? In terms of, I know the rest of the tracker is good to see, but the screen is obviously a little harder probably for everybody to see. Anyway, Ryjack, yeah, you just updated your firmware. Nice. I've had the privilege of being on this firmware for a couple weeks now, and I've been very, very busy, so I haven't had as much time to use it as I like, as I'd like. But I've definitely already done a couple songs with it, and it's pretty good. All right, Wabbit says option A. There we go. Cool. Hey, take care, Groove Twig. Thanks for stopping by. I also just sent you a DM over on Discord. Just a heads up. But yeah, we are with the Tracker Mini today, with the brand new 2.0 firmware. I actually just today updated from the beta version that Polyend sent me a couple weeks ago to the proper release. It's pretty sweet, not gonna lie. It turns or it doesn't turn it into anything, but it makes the Polyend Tracker Mini much more powerful. Basically, it matches everything that the full-size Tracker Plus has, except the onboard radio, of course. We still have the onboard microphone here. By the way, I guess I'll just show you all how to update your firmware really quick. Load the firmware into the firmware folder, download it from the Polyend website, load it onto the SD card in the firmware folder, hold menu, go to config, go down to firmware update, enter again. There you go. Look at that. Whoop. Look at that. Current version 2.0. Yeah. I'd be interested to see your take on tracker music, actually, Wabbit, or I'd be interested to hear it. Just knowing how your musical background is so different than the rest of ours here. I'd be really interested to see someone kind of going in with a tracker, which is typically so precise. I don't know. I think there's enough tools built into the tracker to allow you to express yourself. Whether that, and by tracker, I mean, honestly, either the Polyend or the Dirty Wave M8 stuff. I don't know. That would be very, very interesting to me, actually. Can you use more than 3 synth engines for one project? No. But that doesn't wind up being as limiting as you might think, and we're going to get into that in just a minute here. So let me just play you just a little song I was working on last night here. All of the synths that you're going to hear in this are the onboard synths, and then the drums are just some boring old samples that came with this, I think. Maybe they're mine, I can't remember. But anyway, go ahead. Let's have a listen to this here. We're just going to go through song mode. Hit there. Yeah. So all of those synths are part of the new update, which is super cool. Got some more chats here. Guillaume, is that how you say it? 77. Didn't know there was a live stream today. Yeah, I try to stream live every single Wednesday. I've been pretty busy the past couple weeks, so we haven't had as many as I'd like, but I try to go every Wednesday. And then, of course, we've got the big shows coming up on Friday and Saturday, July 19th and 20th, just a couple weeks away. Grew up on trackers on PC, really want one. They're pretty fun in hardware form. Right here, you're looking at most of what I use to make music when I'm not sitting in the studio. The M8 and now the Tracker Mini after this update. They're awesome. You're leaning towards the Tracker Plus. I don't have my hands on a Tracker Plus yet. I'm very interested in trying one though, because I do find myself missing the kind of the full two-hand UI of the full-size tracker. At the time, I sent the original tracker back to Zounds when I was loading it because I got the Tracker Mini and it was far more powerful. But now there's the more powerful Tracker Plus. Although I do love just the Game Boy type feel, of working like this. But let's get into the update itself. So we're going to go song. Whoop, no, we're not. We're going to go file. We're going to go new project. I'm not going to save because I saved before. Let's go ahead and just get right into this, shall we here? So there are a whole bunch of little updates, little features that were added as part of the update. One of my favorites actually is USB storage, so you can access the SD card simply by plugging in Type-C to the computer, and then you just go menu, config, USB, and click storage right there, and it'll just open the SD card up on your computer, which is so nice. It's fantastic. It's so convenient for moving samples around. Yeah, I really like that. Wondered if having both the Tracker Plus and the Mini would be overkill. I don't think it would be for me because I spend a lot of time outside the studio working on music. But when I get into the studio, I typically want a more grounded and full-fledged larger setup. So one thing that's really cool between the Tracker Mini and the Tracker Plus is that you can just swap SD cards between them and everything transfers over. That's so freaking cool. So the idea of being out and about working on something on the Tracker Mini, then popping the SD card out when I get home, throwing it into the Tracker Plus, and then being able to work, with the full pads and the jog wheel and all that stuff, and dedicated button per function. That's really enticing to me. That sort of it's almost like a hybrid workflow, but you're on the same device. There's not really a lot of devices out there that do that have kind of a portable version and then a full version, and allow you to seamlessly switch stuff like that. Guillaume, it seems solid, heavy, and expensive. The Tracker Mini is not very heavy. There were some build quality issues, or concerns, I should say, at first. I haven't had any with mine. This is the same unit they sent me a year ago. I haven't had any issues. It's definitely expensive, although I believe right now it's on sale on Amazon and I think other places for like $549 US, which is, what is this, normally like $800. So that's one hell of a discount. So if you're looking for one, now is probably a great time to get one with the update and the sale. I haven't really looked on Reverb to see what they're going for. I'd imagine probably $650, which is also the same price as the Dirty Wave M8, which I know is a little harder to get your hands on, but I think both devices are absolutely worth their asking prices if you're looking for hardware trackers. I mean, there's really no alternative, you know? And I mean, they're both phenomenal. Can you update that way over USB? What I did is that's what I did before I started filming. When I mentioned I upgraded, I simply just went config, USB, opened up storage which just opened up the SD card on the computer. I dragged the firmware update in there, and then went straight to firmware and updated from there. So yeah, you can move files willy-nilly back and forth. Yeah, Mini on sale right now for $550. That's a hell of a deal. Yeah, having Mini and Tracker Plus now makes sense because they're compatible. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. I think that's neat as hell. It's kind of like on the Dirty Wave M8, where if you plug in with Touch Designer, you know, to your computer, you can pull up a full screen, or you can pull up a display on your computer and actually use a USB controller to control it. So a lot of times I'll work with my M8 plugged into the TV out in the living room with wireless headphones through the computer and an Xbox controller and work on music that way, which is super cool. Okay, let's get into the synth engines, though, because they're here and they're super cool. So first thing I'm going to do, by the way, synth engines can go on any track, and as of the new update, we have 16 tracks. The first 8 can contain samples or synth engines. The second 8 can be MIDI tracks or synth tracks. Now, you get 3 synth engines per project. However, you get up to 8 notes of polyphony between the 3 of those synth engines. So it's not as limiting as you might think. Yeah, technically, Crazy Wabbit, it's not update over USB. It's just file browser over USB. I'm dragging the firmware file into the SD card. It's basically just opening up as an external drive on my computer. And then I'm unplugging it from the computer and then running the update here. So it's not actually update over USB. It's just simply able to open as an external device, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to mute myself when I take a big old drink of water here. And we will get into this. So first thing I'm going to do is we'll just put a synth on track 1. We're going to turn on record mode, and I'm just going to go ahead and hold down the instrument button. Now, this is where all of your instruments for your track are located. We have no samples loaded into our instrument slots, but up at the top here, you'll see we have 3 synths. We have synth 1, synth 2, and synth 3, and it'll actually tell you what we have, what synth engine we have the synth set to. So synth 1 is set to WT-FM, which I believe is Wavetable FM. We have synth 2 under ACD, which I always forget what it stands for. We have synth 3, which is Virtual Analog Poly. There's also a Fat synth and a Perc synth. But let's start with WT-FM. There's just a default patch here. I'm just going to put something random in. We'll go with 16 steps, so we're not here forever. We'll go da-da-da-da. Again, it's weird using this not looking like directly at it like this. It's kind of weird. So bear with me if I make any mistakes. Just going to put like a simple basic melody here. Whoop. There we go. Basic melody. And, oh, hey, Derek Taylor, how's it going? There is an Amazon affiliate link in the description of this live stream. If you would like to purchase a Tracker Mini, and I believe they are on sale on Amazon too, which helps out the channel the teeniest, slightest little bit, at no extra cost to you, which is always appreciated. So let's go ahead and actually edit the synth. So we can go into instrument parameters, which I actually have set to shortcut number 2. And now you can see up in the upper right hand corner it says synth 1, and then it says WTFM. So over here on the model section, this is where we can select what synth engine we actually want to use. So yeah, there's 5: ACD, FAT, VAP, Virtual Analog Poly, Wavetable FM, and Perc. Let's stick with Wavetable FM. So here's some very, very basic controls here. We can choose the polyphony for the synth engine, or for the synth that we're on. Wish you had a reason to get one, but you've already got one. Yeah. Are you still enjoying this update, Derek? I know you got into the beta program. But yeah, we can control polyphony. We'll just keep it at 1 because I kind of want to make this into a bass. We've got the gain here. We've got our panning, a reverb send, and delay send, and those can all be automated in the effects lanes of the tracker. But over here, we also have load patch and then edit patch. So if I click load patch, we'll see all these different patches here. We can actually preview them using these 2 buttons. You've got low octave preview and a higher octave preview. Or we can just hit play, and because we have something sequenced, now we're scrolling through presets. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. As you can hear, it's pretty capable. I mean, we've scrolled through like 6, 7, 8 presets, and it already sounds pretty neat. Then we can also go to edit patch right here. And now is where we get into the real meat and potatoes, so to speak, of the synth engine. So we have all these different pages here that we can go between. So we have oscillator, filter, amp envelope, envelope 1, envelope 2, LFO 1 and 2, our mod matrix, the voice section where we'll find things like glide. And then we have 7 different macros that we can actually use. We can assign a variety of parameters to those all at the same time, and then sequence them in the tracker's effects section, just using like you normally would on any of the Polyend Tracker stuff with the fill stuff. Gonna be up all night trying different patches. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Some of the analog, the virtual analog poly ones I really like. And I've barely scratched the surface of them. So anyway, let's click right here. We're going to click Initialize Patch. And just like that, we're back to an initialized patch. So I'm going to do something crazy for me and actually mess with some parameters. So under Oscillator here in the WTFM section, we've got a whole bunch of parameters. We've got the FM amount, ratio 1, ratio 2, shape 1, shape 2. I believe it's a 2 operator. That would make sense. Character 1, character 2, feedback 1, feedback 2. Whatever this is. Sorry, this is not my my forte. Fine tune for both of them, reset and oversampling. So let's just play around here. Mess with our ratio. Again, I don't really know much about FM. I'm just having fun. Mess with the shape there. Ooh. That's sick. Mess with our feedback. Yeah, just having fun messing around. Seeing what the fine-tune maxed out sounds like. That's cool. Like I said, we can always just go back and if we want to mess with like reverb or delay, it's all right there. But let's keep editing the patch. Let's go in. Oh, I've got a lot more chats to read. Never realized you could preview in different octaves. Yeah, super handy. The screen and the bigger tracker are a big plus over the play. Yeah, that's definitely true. The play is does have that small screen. Of course, you trade that for the lovely grid. You have an M8, but the different synths. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. I thought that this update was gonna kind of bring it a lot more similar in function to the M8, and I guess technically it does, but they're done in very different ways, where I'm able to use both of them and not really feel any repetitiveness there. Yeah, FM is very versatile. I wish I knew it better. The squishy buttons are not the greatest feeling. You either get, when it comes to hardware trackers, you get one extreme or the other. You get these really soft, squishy buttons, or you get the ridiculous mechanical keys on the M8. I do love the clickiness, but it's hard to track in bed with that. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into a different section here. How about our filter? Let's set it all the way down there, and then we will go to LFO 1. We're going to set sync to on. Whoop. There we go. We're going to go ratio. 16th note is good. Yeah, that's fine. Under waveform, let's go random sample and hold. Yeah. And now we've got our LFO set, so now we can actually go to the mod matrix here. Source 1, we can set that to LFO 1. And destination can be filter cutoff. Now we'll set the amount. Now we can go dial in the rest of the settings here. That's all over the place, isn't it? Maybe we'll set retrigger. Maybe under depth we won't set it to max. We can try different types of filters too. I think that's super sick. I love really rhythmic stuff like that. Yeah, let's get some delay going. Now let's go into the delay section and we'll sync that up. 16th notes. Interesting. That might be a glitch. There's no delay coming out. I do have it set to or sent to the delay. That's really weird. Works with reverb. Interesting. Yeah, I think that stuff sounds so cool. So I really like that. The Op6 is a great vehicle. I wanted an Op6 for a while. What is Nambu? Oh, it's an app. I should try that. Wow, they crammed a microfreak in there. Yeah, there are a lot of modulation options, and we'll get into the macros here in just a minute. Yeah, there's a lot there, too. The grid on the Tracker Plus lets you... Oh, yeah, lets you move around these different sections. Yeah, that's super cool, too. I do... It's funny, in my Polyend Tracker Mini impressions video, I said that after a while, I didn't really find myself missing the grid. And I don't miss it in the traditional sense, but I miss it for the shortcuts, I've come to realize. Obviously, the trade-off for the smaller form factor and the fact that we're running on battery power right now, it's totally fair. But yeah, I definitely miss it for a lot of the shortcuts. For instance, being able to hold down... like a button for step jump, and then, just picking what you want on the keys or on the pads. Yeah, that stuff's super cool. Let's go ahead and set up a macro, shall we? So we can pick a parameter here. We can pick, how about, there's so much. How about oscillator 1 ratio? And our second parameter can be... I mean, look at all this. You get 3 controls per macro. I don't even know what I want to pick. How about filter resonance? We'll just leave it there with those two. And I'll set the amount decently high. We'll leave 3 unassigned. And now let's come back out here to our actual sequencer. We're going to go to Effects section, and I'm just going to highlight the whole row. I'm going to go to Fill, and then I'm going to say wherever there's a note, fill it with an effect, and the effect is going to be CCA. So this is also how you would do your MIDI CCs if you wanted to automate that, but it's also where the macros live on the synth tracks. So we'll go macro 1, we'll go random, We'll go from 0 all the way to full. Hit fill. What did I do? Maybe messing with the macro wasn't the best idea. That's crazy. That's wild. Let's set these back to 1. Interesting. I don't think that's another glitch. Maybe? I don't know. Hard to tell. But as you can see, I mean, there's a ton of depth there. Let's get some chords going, shall we? So for that, let's pick a new synth. Let's go to, we'll go to synth 2. And then I'm going to go in here to the synth editor and go to virtual analog poly. And right now I'm going to set polyphony to 3. So now while we only get 3 synth engines per track per project, these are all 3 one synth engine, 3 different tracks. And let's go in and edit that. Actually, let's go in right here really quick. Hang on. We'll copy these 3 notes here. We'll paste them right here. And we'll go B flat major chord. Also, sorry if my audio gets crackly. This cable is dying, the one that I'm using to run out. So, yeah. The sidechain limiter lets you... you can just pick a trigger source, I believe. That's under master... is it under master? Yeah, it's here. Yeah, you can just pick a trigger source. Which is a little disappointing. You can't go in and tell it what tracks to actually sidechain, you know. But you are on a tracker, so you can always go into an individual step and just use a volume command right there. I make beats. I like your name. Straight to the point. John Smith, you could resample the 3 tracks into 1 sample track. Yeah, we're going to get there. Galactic Tapes, speaking of tracker inspiration, Galactic Tapes is my tracker inspiration. I'm not going to give anything away, but hopefully you will all tune in to Freebeat Live, either on Friday, July 19th or Saturday, July 20th. It's going to be one hell of a live show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And who knows? There might be a Galactic Tapes appearance. There might be. Derek creating drums in the Perk engine and then resampling them. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into this synth engine here, though. This one right here. There's a ton of great sounds in the analog poly, the virtual analog poly synth, but I'm not going to go through all of them. Very excited about the show. Good. I'm hoping people turn out this year. Yeah, it's going to be fun. If we go in, we have, once again, all of these parameters here. So now we're on, obviously, a different synth. So we have, like, mix and shape, pulse width for both of those, the tuning, the fine-tuning, the amount of noise. Yeah, just different parameters here. Same thing, 7 macros, full mod matrix. Oh, God, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well. Looks like you get 6 sources and destinations for your mod matrix. So not a ton, but also not a small amount by any means. So now, let's say you wanted to fill these tracks up with samples. Or you wanted to use more synths. Remember, you only get 3 synth engines per project. Whoops. So, what do? Well, we're still on a Polyend Tracker, so we can actually hold Shift, select these notes. Whoops. Highlight all of that. Click More. Click Render Selection. We can name this now. I'll go C minor. Render and load. Now, just like that, that synth chord has been loaded, has been rendered as a sample here. We can do the same thing with these notes here. And it's been loaded into the project. Here we'll go B flat major. Now, this isn't perfect. I'm not going to lie. You may have heard some clickiness there at the end. Yep. We can get rid of that if we actually go into Sample Editor. And if we just go into crop, and just bring the end down a bit. Just like that. Apply the crop. We can switch to this sample here. Just like that. It's a bit of a pain. Hopefully that gets fixed, but that was something that was always there on the original tracker as well. Yep, 3 synth engines, 8 voices, absolutely. Been using the Dig Attack too, so you've been kind of ignoring the Mini? I've never even tried a Dig Attack outside of like playing with the one at Patchworks. That's about it. Ryjack, the render function has always been there for any audio at all on the Tracker Mini. Or on any of the trackers. That's been one of its key features since the very beginning when they first launched it. So now let's go ahead and... Oh, come on. Just delete these here. And we will go ahead and put our C minor chord in there. Tell you what, let's actually delete this real quick. We'll duplicate the pattern. Whoop. We'll go C minor, and then we'll go B flat major. Now we go. Now there we go. We have 2 synth engines still open. Yeah, Galactic Tapes has been convincing me to try a Polyend Tracker since before I moved into this apartment. I don't know if anyone else has been here that long since I was in the old place. Derek definitely has. But when I had the tiny little corner in the bedroom. And I went with the MPC-1 over the original Tracker, which the MPC-1 definitely helped to grow the channel. But I probably would have been happier with the Polyend Tracker. Well, obviously, because now I freaking love trackers. I can't get enough of them. I'm hoping to be able to get my hands on a Tracker Plus soon. I use I use the Tracker Mini and the M8 multiple times a day when I'm just working on stuff. I've been playing with the Woofbox a lot lately too. I don't know. I'm definitely a couch musician at heart. Like, so let me plop down on the couch with some headphones and make some music. Yeah. So anyway, now we have 2 synth engine slots freed up. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the perk, because I think it's quite nice. So we'll go synth 2. Now remember, synth 2 right now is still the sound that we used for these chords that we sampled. But if we go in, we can change it to perk. And we've got a whole bunch of awesome sounding drums. Seriously, I have been really enjoying these. Let's pick Good Old Days. There we go. So now, when you're in the perk engine, C5 is going to be your kick. So we'll C sharp. Ds are your snares. Hats are on E and F. Open hats are on F sharp and G. And then you have more cymbals and toms. So let's just go 4 on the floor kick here. I'm going to set step jump to 4. And we'll just go super basic with our hats here. Those hats aren't very loud, so I actually haven't looked into editing individual drums. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit. I really haven't actually looked into editing percussion much. Cool. Classic or FM, your timbre, close decay, open decay. Nice. There's no overall volume though, which I can just get around like this here. We'll go fill. We'll go wherever there's a note. We'll go volume constant. I just want it loud. That's all right for now. So that was just me trying to figure that out. So I'm sure I can get closer to what I want in there. Keep in mind, I could also just sample the drums as well, and then apply all the Tracker's awesome sampling editing capabilities too. You and Sunwoo just helped me find new inspiration. I appreciate that. Sunwoo just followed me on Instagram. I mean, we've been, we've been commenting on each other's stuff for a long time, years. I thought that was funny. I guess we didn't follow each other. Wrote most of your Woofbox album at your daughter's gymnastics. Yeah, writing on the go is great. Galactic Tape's Woofbox album is a thing of beauty, unless you have a Woofbox, and then it'll make you feel really bad about yourself, because it's so good. Seriously, I don't know how Galactic Tapes gets that thing to sound so effing good. The Woofbox sounds fantastic, but like Galactic Tape stuff is like shits on Evo's demos even, which is just crazy. I don't understand. Wizardry. But Galactic Tapes also is a wizard with the Tracker too. Galactic Tapes, I would totally go watch you open for Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, see, I totally forgot. Yeah, page 3 of the master. There you go. I can just up the volume on the synth itself. Oh god. Forgot the kick was also included in that. But there we go. Let's get our snare drum cracking in here. There we go. I'll just put them in manually. That's fine. We are definitely too loud here, aren't we? Okay, mixing and mastering's not my strong suit. That's cool though. That's fine, good enough. I mean, like I said, the percussion stuff sounds pretty good, and like Derek was saying earlier, once you get drum sounds that you like, I think it's easier to just go and then sample them as percussion. One day you hope the sound is good on a full studio as Gar Hoover sounds on a PO33. Facts. Do you want to talk about actual witchcraft? Like Gar Hoover and the PO33. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. The most, like, honestly, the most underrated synth tuber, if you even want to call him that. Just insanely talented. I still can't believe I got to do a track with him. It was so fun. Maybe I'll ask if he wants to do another one. That'd be cool too. I want a little reverb on the snare drum. And I think to do that, I don't want it to apply to the kick. So I could just go by step, I suppose. We could go reverb send, which is right there. There we go. Cool. Now let's use synth slot number 3 for a melody. So to do that, I'm going to shift, press up, and actually, well, first let's pick our synth. Yeah, synth slot 3 is open. So let's go and why don't we pick, let's go with fat. And now we'll fill it with minor scale, random, and we'll go random density. 50% is fine. C4 to C6. That's nice. Yeah, I like that just as it is. Try to get delay going. Huh. Why isn't my delay working? Galactic Tapes, help me out here. I'm not getting delay. What am I missing? There we go. Something is up with my delay setting itself. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I had it set to 16th notes, not realizing what that actually meant. That's exactly what I want now. D. Karmic says, you're very impressed with the Tracker Mini. How do you enter notes? The easiest way, or the simplest way, would simply just be to use the up and down, the plus and minus button here, with the big one, the individual ones being semitones, or the small ones being semitones, big ones being octaves. You can also live play stuff via MIDI. And you can also, like how I came up with this melody, I just selected a whole column, hit fill, and then had it randomly put them in for me. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Speaking of this melody here, let's go ahead and go back into the synth. I'm going to take the delay send off. I'm going to highlight the whole thing. Give it a listen there. No reverb, okay. I'm going to render this as a sample. I'm going to call it ARP. Render and load. Okay. Cool. So now we have that as a sample. I can delete all of this here. And just put it right there. Now go into the editor for it and whoops. Put some delay. Now we can treat it like a normal sample. So we could put overdrive, we could bit crush it. Of course, all that's automatable as well. Now we're grooving. Yeah. Just like that. And we still have a synth slot open. So while you only get 3 engines per project, I'm going to keep saying it, it is nowhere near as limiting as it might seem. We also have some of the stuff that was already here on the Tracker Mini, such as the ability to sample. To sample. Okay. We'll save that as... Whoops, shoot. I wish there was a faster way to mess up if you forget to just clear the whole thing. But honestly, I just love this. Like, I could do this all day. Just continuously messing with stuff. Trying new things out. I don't know. As someone who likes really rhythmic parts, just the way that trackers lend themselves to that. And I mean, I also love video game music too, which is, you know, synonymous with trackers. Sample a burp, put it through the granular synth. Glorious bassline. Oh yeah, the amount of things that I have sampled and put through the granular synth on the full-size tracker. Yeah, that was like my first really taste of doing that kind of thing, and it's so fun. Now I really enjoy like messing with like sounds as wavetables, kind of. I don't know how to describe it, but like on the Fireball, that's a lot of fun too. It's not the most musical thing, but I enjoy doing it. To sample. All right, let's edit this really quick here. So we're gonna go menu, sample editor. Oh, that's what I want. Normalize. Start point. To sample. To sample. We'll zoom her in a bit there. We'll zoom it out a bit. There we go. To sample. And let's pull the end back. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. Okay, that's fine. Apply the crop. To sample. Now, these are all a bunch of editing. What am I trying to say? These are all different things that we can do to the sample, but they're destructive. So I don't typically do too much here, but we do have like a chorus and a flanger if we want that, as well as like the ability to fade in and fade out, which is nice, but I'm just going to leave this as is here. To sample. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to go to effect slot 2 and go... Where is chance? There we go. To sample. To sample. We'll give this a 50% chance to trigger. How about that? Actually, wait. This is go. To sample. Couldn't remember if it went to 127 or not. So yeah, we'll put that right there. To sample. Let's go ahead and mess with this a bit. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. No reverb, but maybe some delay. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. And let's do something with the filter. To sample. Let's automate that. Filter cutoff. Envelope. To sample. To sample. Drop the sustain way down. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. To sample. There we go. To sample. To sample. That's cool. Yeah. To sample. These days it'll trigger. To sample. To sample. To sample. Yeah, super cool. I love that. I've never tried Renoise or Sunvox. Well, no, that's a lie. I've tried Renoise, but I really couldn't get on with it. I would love to give it another shot, because now that I know how much I love trackers, but I should definitely give it a shot. It's been, I think, 2 years. I think I tried it right after I got no, it's been like 2.5 years. I got it right after I first tried LSDJ. And I just couldn't really figure it out. If anybody has any good renoise tutorials, let me know, because I would definitely give that a shot. Last thing I want to talk about, because it is 5:59, but I don't have to cook dinner tonight. Shout out to my mom. Got Lady Freebeat and I a 1-year wedding anniversary gift, $50 to Grubhub. So we're gonna get some takeout tonight, I believe. Yeah, crazy. It's already been a year since that. I performed my sister's wedding on last Saturday, and that was an emotional. That was a lot. And then I'm in another wedding this Friday. That's why I've been kind of quiet on social media. Been a lot of weddings. But anyway, we're still on a Polyend tracker, so we still have 255 patterns per project, and each pattern can be up to 128 steps long. And we still do have a fully fleshed out song mode that allows us to do whatever we want with those, which is crazy. So this is how easy it is to copy a pattern on the tracker/tracker mini into a new slot to work on a variation. Go to the pattern you want, click copy pattern, pattern 2, paste pattern. Boom, there we go. So now what I want to do is take this oh, it's not as smooth as I thought. There we go. It didn't work in preview, but it works playing. I want to take that and sample that as its own thing. So we're going to just go 16 steps there. Sure, that's fine. Render and load. I forgot to name it. It is what it is.
To sample.
There we go.
To sample.
So now that's its own sample. We just loaded that in. And what I want to do is go into the volume section for that new sample. And I want to set an LFO to random and set it to 1 step.
To sample. To sample. To sample.
Maybe I want
to sample. To sample. To sample.
Oh,
To sample.
that's where I want it. Yeah, I want it like that. And we'll put that right here. Just a little change. So now when we go between pattern 1 and 2, it's got a little different when it triggers, because it's still on the 50% chance. And let's actually cool. Yeah, neat. So now, if we go into song mode here, we can just add some slots. And just mess around, which is cool. Just go 8 times. I forgot, do they let you turn? No. Okay. Or maybe, can you delete grid by grid? Yes, but it does it for everything. Okay, I see. That's kind of cool. So now we have a bit of a groove. Awesome. So, and keep in mind, we still have one synth slot open, I believe. Did we fill it? I don't think so. No, because I resampled that. We still have a sample/synth track open, and we still have 8 more tracks, and I could move the synth parts over there if I wanted to, clear up some more sample tracks. Yeah, there's a lot of power here. It's super cool. This update really has pushed it over the top for me. There are still a few little bugs to clean up. But, I mean, they eventually got there on the full-size Polyend, the full-size tracker. They are a small company, so I get it. And this is more than usable. I mean, this is, like, phenomenally fun, and it's so good. And it sounds incredible, too, especially there's audio over USB, too. So, yeah, it sounds great. You can still also go and render your song, which if we go to, is it under song? No, where's render? I always forget this. Export, under file. You can export the song. You can export the song with individual stems. And because of the USB storage functionality now, I could literally go and do export stems or export samples or whatever. But yeah, export song stems. Pattern stems is cool too. I keep getting distracted, sorry. But song stems, then I could literally just go config and then USB, click storage, and it would open up on my computer, and I could drag those into Ableton, like just like that. It's so cool. Seamless USB storage and accessing the SD card via USB is really neat. I totally undervalued how much I would appreciate that. I thought that it would just be all about the synth engines for me, and it mostly is, which we didn't even fully touch on those today. But yeah, USB storage is super cool. I do believe tomorrow's video is also going to be on the Tracker Mini. I can't remember if that's coming out or not. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. That does bring us to the end of the stream as my tummy is rumbling. I'm starting to get hungry. Oh yeah, I meant to. This is what I first played used LSDJ on. This little Anbernic handheld here. Right now, I'm attempting Pokemon Emerald Rogue, and that game will kick your ass for sure. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I had a fun time. Super happy with our little jam. You're a sucker for stereo chorus. They closed your feature request saying it was not technically feasible. That's a bummer. Yeah, audio over USB is very nice. Random tracker tip. If you take a mono sample, place it into 5 tracks, pan 2 left, 2 right, give them micro timings. Oh, you make your own chorus. BYOC, cool. Seems easier to write songs on this than with the Dirty Wave M8. I wouldn't say that. I'd say they're both really easy, honestly. I don't know what's technically faster. I'm not really sure. They're both just lightning quick. That would be a fun test, I guess. Which one is faster? Try to make the same song on both. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm proficient enough with both devices to do it. Go like Ben Jordan on the Polyend versus Trash 80 on the M8. Like ultimate throwdown. Oh, that'd be badass. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, glad everybody liked it. Thanks for all the nice comments in the chat. Yeah. I think that's gonna wrap us up. I highly recommend the Tracker Mini firmware update. If you have a Tracker Mini, there is literally no reason to do this update. I implore you, it's really good. Have fun with those synths. There's so many different presets, and the editing isn't too tedious either. And it's me saying that, so yeah. And if you don't have one, they're on sale. Like I said, I've got an affiliate link in the description of this video just to Amazon, but I think they're $550 USD. So $250 off. I don't know. I made the. It's like, there we go. Thumbs up. Do it. Do it if you want one. Oh, you meant writing a full song? I don't know, because with the M8, the power there for full songs comes in, like, the whole thing is an arranger view, and how you do variations of patterns is so fast. Like here, you still have to go like copy, make sure record mode's on, select, make sure you're on the pattern you want, copy it, move to the pattern you want, paste it there, and then adjust things. But the variations on the M8 make it really great for full songwriting. I don't know. I've done full songs on both of them, and I'd say the experience time-wise, they're pretty similar, and the answer is both really effing fast. They're great. Anyway, I keep rambling. Yeah. More good comments. Song structuring is a little easier on the Mini. That's true. You can label your tracks and patterns, and the song mode is excellent. I also get along really well with how the M8 is laid out, though. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, folks, we will see you on Friday's video. Yeah. Then I'm in another wedding Saturday, and then it's full-blown Freebeat live prep. So, again, Friday, July 19th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And then the next day, Saturday, July 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Hope to see you there. It's free right here on the channel. Going to be a blast. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Thanks to Polyend for hooking me up with the Tracker Mini last year. I do love it. It's great. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.